Sect plus system plus invincibility plus Shuangwen plus summoning, Lu Yuan crossed the heavenly mysterious continent and found himself without a system. He had no choice but to jump off the cliff in his final attempt, finally waiting for you. Fortunately I didn't give up. Tongzi. Host Tongzi. Host. Years later, the Mountain Sect became famous on the mainland. Master of a certain demon path. Young Xia, I beg you to leave quickly. I won't be able to deal with this robbery if I don't fight anymore. Tell me, take everything you like. Disciple of the Reliant Mountain Clan. Why, stop robbing. Master of a certain demon path. How dare I? Who wouldn't know that you rely on the Mountain Sect? If you beat the younger one, you'll get older, and if you beat the older one, you'll get older. The key is that I can't even beat the younger one. Lu Yuan. I still like the way you used to be arrogant. Introduction is weak, please move to the main text. Chapter 1. Tianxuan continent, our land has arrived far away. You are listening at novel full.audio. If a person dies and a bird faces the sky, they will not die for thousands of years. I stepped on the horse. Tianxuan continent. Dongxian domain. Qingzhou. The land of divine meteorites. I saw a ragged man standing on a cliff and shouting loudly at the sky. The clouds and mist churned deep beneath his feet. This is already the last solution I have come up with. If I can't reach the pinnacle, why not let Lu Yuan die? A year ago, in a peak game of King of Glory, Lu Yuan and his teammates worked hard for half an hour to finally turn the tables. But to everyone's surprise, due to being too excited, my blood surged up and I kicked my legs and closed my eyes, which made me hiccup. When he opened his eyes again, he had already traveled to the Tianxian continent. As a fan of online novels, Lu Yuan is very familiar with the concept of time travel. His parents passed away early in their previous lives and became addicted to the virtual world every day. With the skill of a mouthful cannon, one can also be considered to have made a living like a fish in water. But as the saying goes, the internet is ultimately virtual. Since the heavens have given him a chance to start over again, let alone suppress him for eternity. At least 10 little fairies should serve me. But slowly, Lu Yuan realized something was wrong. He didn't have a system to stand by. No matter how many methods he tried, such as shout out the flame dragon armor combination, everything is in the cards, double spears will give you answers, Makabaka, and a bunch of secret codes. Or intentionally provoking others to give them a beating, attempting to activate the system between life and death. The ultimate result was being beaten up and thrown away as a mental illness. Gone. I was also spit on my face. The series of blows did not make Lu Yuan give up. If this setback has knocked him down, is it still him or someone else? And he has also seen it without a system template, that's just genius flow. So Lu Yuan struggled and struggled all the way, relying on talking to people and ghosts, barely surviving starvation. I stumbled and stumbled to the town where I had the talent to test. This test is okay, it startled people around. Don't misunderstand, it's not just about having high talent, it's about having no talent at all. Born with a unique pulse. At the moment of seeing the results, Lu Yuan could be said to have lost all hope. But he still doesn't give up. What if this test clock is broken? But the people waiting in line behind him are not used to him. A big man lifted him up like an eagle catching a chick and casually threw him out. It seems that heaven wants to give him an answer. A little boy under 3 years old behind him gently placed his little hand on the test clock. Later, the bell swayed lightly and 3 soft sounds echoed into the ears of everyone present. Click. In an instant, Lu Yuan seemed to hear the sound of heartbreak for the next period of time. Lu Yuan lived every day in a daze like a walking corpse. Without talent and system, he couldn't feel any warmth in this world where strength is king. Only full of malice. Maybe one day he will be beaten to death and thrown into a mass grave, or let the leader's casual breath shake him to death. However, one day, Lu Yuan, who fell into the pit while walking and had his head hit, suddenly had a flash of inspiration in his brain. Cliff. I can also jump off a cliff. Since the heavens have allowed him to travel, he must be a person of great fortune, in other words, the protagonist of heaven and earth. Isn't it true that the protagonist in the novel also needs to jump off a cliff and end up waking up? Lu Yuan, who jumped off a cliff to rediscover his life direction, was full of energy. After asking an elderly man who was chattering about gods and gods where there were mountains nearby. I found a tavern and washed dishes for a few days, burning enough money for transportation, and embarked on the path of seeking death. After an unknown amount of time, he finally arrived at his destination and his perspective returned to the opening scene. At this moment, Lu Yuan's heart was extremely calm, and he saw his body leaning forward slightly, as if he was about to fall off the cliff in the next moment. Suddenly, an electronic sound rang out in his brain. Dead Daopu, calm down the host. Ha ha ha. Upon hearing the sound, Lu Yuan smiled and slowly shed 2 lines of clear tears from the corners of his eyes. Finally waiting for you, fortunately I didn't give up. Tongzi. Host Tongzi. Host. Lu Yuan listened to the system's repeated responses, and all kinds of emotions surged in his heart. Tongzi, do you know how I've been living these days? I'm not very familiar. Can the host elaborate on this? The person who received the system reply from Lu Yuan was numb, and this reply completely overwhelmed him. The emotions that had been brewing for half a day dissipated overnight. Okay, it's okay, but Tongzi, there's one thing I need to talk about you about. Host, you said. You haven't read this script carefully. Script? What script? Lu Yuan shook his head and looked at the restless sea of clouds with his hands on his back. If it weren't for being covered in tattered clothes, there would still be more or less of an expert aura. It's just that this outfit makes this behavior seem ridiculous. The script should be for me to jump off here and fall into a coma, and then you will appear again when I wake up. After Lu Yuan finished speaking, he gave a smack of his mouth. Anyway, the system has already appeared and our own people are in place. How about jumping one to cheer everyone up? Host, calm down. My script was not taken wrong, it was your script taken wrong. Tongzi, what do you mean? What does it mean that I took the wrong script? I just checked from the background and the host is that you died too early. Lu Yuan. Omega. I died too early. It's like this, the correct script should be that today the host suddenly dies while playing the game, and then travels to the heavenly mysterious continent where the system directly binds to you. The air is a bit quiet, host, are you okay? At this moment, Lu Yuan's heart was thunderous. Did you die too early? Did I not follow the script? So I have suffered so much for free, and I still think I am on the right path. Little did they know that even if they died too early, they could still activate the system normally as long as they ate and waited until today. But unfortunately, he wants to live, seek death. This inappropriate clown behavior. Oh my goodness, why are you treating me like this? Puff. A wave of ghost crying and wolf howling emanates from the mountaintop, after a long time. After venting, Lu Yuan sat down on the ground. Why don't you dance to help everyone have fun? Please, that's just a random thought in your heart. If you take it seriously, it's your fault, brother. Besides, now that he has a system, why bother jumping off the cliff? Isn't it beautiful to honestly follow the system, enjoy delicious food and spicy food, and reach the pinnacle of life? He now wants to understand that his previous pattern was really not opened up. How can 10 little fairies of meow be enough? At least flip 20 times. Ha ha ha. Tianxuan continent, I have come from afar. A burst of wild laughter, new book, everyone supports it. Little lady, thank you all Taoist friends here. Chapter 2. System Activation, Beginner Gift Pack. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Excuse me, have you finished lamenting, host? Can we go through the process? Tongzi, why are we in such a hurry to meet each other? You don't know the immense passion in my heart at this moment. Hey, I suddenly lost my interest in being disturbed by you. System. Oh, you old six foolishly smiled at the air for half an hour, and you were also very passionate. I see you have a pig-like face. Lu Yuan's disturbance from the system also brought him to his senses, and his journey of 1,000 miles began with a single step. The beautiful life in the future will depend on hard work. Tongzi, come on, introduce yourself. Ding, congratulations to the host for activating the strongest sect system in history. This system is committed to helping the host build the strongest sect. When Lu Yuan heard the system sound, his eyes lit up. He was familiar with it, the sect's cultivation system. Thinking of the group of disciples under his cultivation that will dominate the heavens in the future. Lu Yuan couldn't help but feel a sense of achievement in his heart, as true masters never need to do things themselves. Do you want to fuck me? Let's talk about being my disciple first. Lalala, you can't hit me, can't you? Brother is just so powerful, la la la, cough, cough. Lu Yuan's blush when he could not help singing. Don't worry about small details, Tongzi, please continue. The beginner gift pack has been distributed, and the system will release tasks at any time. After completing the corresponding tasks, the host will receive corresponding rewards, including but not limited to techniques, treasures, pills, and all other items. If the task is not completed or woo-woo. Woo-woo, just as the system was about to continue speaking, a sobbing and choking voice slowly came in. Do you ask where the crying comes from in this wilderness cliff? Who else can it be if it's not Lu Yuan, host, where are you doing this? Lu Yuan didn't answer and saw him turn around, lower his head, and slowly wipe the tears in his eyes with his sleeve. Occasionally, there was a small choking sound, and those who didn't know thought they had been doing something outrageous. Tongzi, it's not a big deal either. Just thinking about this time, in order to see you, I really. All in all, Tongzi, have you ever seen the Tianxuan continent at 4 a.m.? Do you know how many days I endured being harassed by a chubby ant in order to earn enough for my travel expenses? Do you know what kind of experience it is to fight a dog for the sake of stuttering and not being able to fight a dog? You know. Just as Lu Yuan was about to continue speaking. Stop talking. I already know your intentions, host. Originally, I wanted to talk about mission failures and punishments, but now when I think about it, my special mother is really not a system. At this moment, the corner of Lu Yuan's mouth slightly curved as he covered his face and wiped away his tears. What he said above is not really a disaster, it just has some artistic processing elements. For example, if you fight a dog, you still can't fight a dog. Actually, that dog is a spirit dog, raised by a young master in the city who eats and drinks delicious food every day. At that time, Lu Yuan ate ordinary mantou and millet every day. When he saw a dog eating better than himself, he couldn't help it on the spot. So he quietly sneaked into the dog's den in the darkness. Who would have thought that the dog that looked like little Karami would stretch out its paw and unleash a spiritual energy? He was scared half to death on the spot and crawled out of the doghouse. The past is unbearable to look back on. Tongzi, open the beginner's gift pack and let me see what's good. Ding, the beginner gift pack has been successfully used. Congratulations to the host for obtaining exclusive clothing for the sect leader *1, exclusive clothing for the sect leader. Shield the heavenly machine, never invade, warm in winter and cool in summer, handsome. Seeing this, Lu Yuan immediately became interested, and he didn't care about the ones ahead. The last adjective, handsome, made him very curious. How handsome is he really? Will the fairy come after me when I put it on? Tongzi, please stop first and send me this clothes. I want to see how handsome I look when I put them on. Just as Lu Yuan finished speaking, a golden light flashed. Ding, the exclusive clothing for the sect leader has been successfully used. Tongzi, come and have a mirror for me to take a good look at. Damn it, is this handsome guy me? When Lu Yuan saw himself in the mirror, he was completely stunned and had some confidence in his appearance. Otherwise, the chubby ant wouldn't have tampered with him back then, but as the saying goes, a good person relies on clothing and a horse relies on a saddle. I saw a white figure reflected in the mirror. His long black hair flowed down, his body was majestic, his appearance was impressive, his eyes were like stars, his eyebrows were like a sea of ink, and his demeanor was as ethereal as that of an exiled immortal descending to earth. I really don't know how to describe it. Anyway, it's very handsome, just like the brothers in front of the screen. Can I continue, host? Don't worry about me, you keep going. So this mirror. Don't move. Good, congratulations to the host for obtaining the gold summoning card *1, golden summoning card. It can randomly summon strong players from the Divine King realm to the Great Emperor realm, and the characters summoned by the system are invincible in the same realm. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Divination Period Cultivation card *1, Transformation Period Cultivation card. Exclusive to the host, can obtain Transformation Period Cultivation after use, invincible in the same realm, invincible, absolutely invincible. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Junior Sect Construction Order *1 Junior Sect Construction Order. Obtain Junior Sect buildings after use. My day, Tongzi, you are truly invincible as a beginner's gift pack. Lu Yuan's eyes turned red as he looked at the cards in his mind. Is appearance important in the world of cultivation? Actually, it's quite important, but the most important thing is definitely strength. The key to everything is one's own strength and the family background behind it. After all, having a big fist is the hard truth. He remembered learning from the old man that the boundaries of the heavenly Xian continent were divided. Refining Qi building foundation golden elixir Yuaniing cave void transforming spirit decentralizing spirit crossing calamity sage holy king divine king supreme emperor. And the entire Tianxuan continent is divided into 5 domains and 13 states. The East Xian domain, South Xian domain, West Xian domain, North Xian domain, and the most powerful Middle Xian domain among the 5 domains. Each domain has 3 states, and the Zhongshuan domain is 1 state. Lu Yuan has never been to Zhongzhou and doesn't know how strong it is. But from the fragments of the old man's words, one can glimpse a little bit about leopard. A dog is better than a deity. Get distracted and wander around. He doesn't know if the old man's words are true. If it's true, then he can't even be considered a dog, he can only be considered a mouse. Oh, no, it's an invincible mouse, the task is heavy and the road is long. Fortunately, there is a golden summoning card. Tongzi, hurry up and use the Hua Shenqi cultivation card for me, so that I can also feel the power. I have been living too hard these days. Chapter 3. Establishing the Backmountain Sect and summoning the Elder of the Supreme Court. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ding, successfully used the cultivation card during the period of transforming spirit. At the next moment, the spiritual energy around Lu Yuan surged wildly into his body. His body was also crazily absorbing like a long encounter with nectar. You need to ask him what he feels at this moment. Great. It's so amazing. Next, Lu Yuan's realm soared like eating xianmai and couldn't stop at all. Refining gas building foundations Jindan Yuaniing peak feeling the surging power within himself, Lu Yuan was filled with emotions. In just an instant, his strength went from being a mortal to the early stage of transforming into a god. I am even more determined in my heart to hold on to the thigh of the system. Moreover, through the introduction of the system, even though he was at the peak of his early transformation, he was not a match. As long as I don't go to the Middle Xian domain, where can I go to this day's Xian world? Wait, Xiao Bai, that dog, you're no longer my match. Ha ha ha. Cool. Xiao Bai. You are really a big hook among dogs, Xiao Ju Omega. Actually, it's not surprising that Lu Yuan holds grudges. After a series of blows, I finally realized that I couldn't even do a dog. Whoever comes here will have a broken heart and a broken mentality. After thinking of 10,000 ways of revenge in an instant, Lu Yuan turned his gaze to the golden summoning card. If one's cultivation during the transformation period is only a little self-protection power in the heavenly Xian continent. The strong above the divine realm are the true rulers of the entire continent. I learned from the visits during this period and the descriptions given by the elderly. The powerful beings in the divine king realm are rarely seen on the mainland anymore. And both the Supreme Emperor and the Great Emperor can only glimpse a trace from ancient books. Some even speculate that both the Supreme Emperor and the Great Emperor have already gone to the legendary fairyland. Lu Yuan could only chuckle at this idea. These 6 old men are definitely engaged in some unknown activities in certain places. Based on his experience of reading countless fantasy novels in his past life, he has a few rough guesses. Open the immortal road again. Defend against external demons. Reaching an agreement to avoid the world. Tongzi, use the gold summoning card. There was a hint of fiery expression in Lu Yuan's eyes, which was even more determined. For him now, even if he draws a strong player from the divine king realm, it is already very sufficient. But there is no difference between a person without ideals and a salted fish. It's not even more satisfying to draw the emperor and directly reach the ceiling in one step. God bless me. Emperor, come to my side. Ding, congratulations to the host for successfully using the gold summoning card to summon the peak powerhouse of the Great Emperor realm. Elder Ling Chen. WC has a DJ. I really hit it, and indeed love needs to be shouted out loud. Tongzi, where is Elder Ling? You won't blackmail me, will you? As soon as Lu Yuan's words fell, there was a twist in the sky, and then a silver-white door opened. An old man with crane hair and a childlike appearance, dressed in a Taoist robe, stands on the void. I saw it gently wave the dust, and a vast momentum swept across the 5 regions and 13 states from the sky. In an instant, the entire Tianxuan continent felt this momentum. And many strong people were shocked in their eyes after carefully feeling it. How? How could it be Emperor? No, an ordinary Emperor definitely doesn't have this kind of momentum. At least in the later stages, or maybe the peak Emperor. At this moment, Lu Yuan was too lazy to think about what others were thinking, and his heart was a bit flustered. If this Supreme Elder sees himself as such a weak sect leader, will he slap himself to death and become the sect leader, Tongzi? The system seemed to have guessed what Lu Yuan wanted to say in response. Host, please rest assured that the characters summoned by the system will be loyal and will not do anything detrimental to the host or sect. Hehe, that's good, that's good. Ling Chen seemed very satisfied with the effect he had created, and after converging his breath, he flew towards Lu Yuan's arched path. Old man Ling Chen, I have met the sect leader. Elder Ling doesn't need to be polite. Master, I wonder where the sect's residence is. Ah. Lu Yuan's smile froze. If it weren't for Ling Chen reminding him that he almost forgot the construction order, it wouldn't have been useful. And most importantly, it seems like I haven't even figured out the name of my sect yet. Cough. Elder Ling, please keep an eye on it. My mind twitched. I wiped the class and used the basic sect construction order for Tongzi. Ding, the primary sect construction order has been successfully used and is currently being implemented. Drip. 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 Error occurred. Where's the problem? I'm so anxious. Lu Yuan was very anxious in his heart. But his face was calm and composed with a faint smile, showing no signs of panic. Master. Is this? Elder Ling, look at you, you're in a hurry. I was reckless. The sect is unnamed, and the main hall cannot be represented. After hearing the sound of the system, Lu Yuan's brain ran rapidly. One by one, the handsome and imposing names of the two sects flashed through his mind. Tiandi Gate. Shenshao Sect. Taoism. Wait. Lu Yuan suddenly felt a blessing in his heart. Tongzi, I figured it out. Backed by the mountain. The sect is called the Backmountain Sect. His idea is very simple, the sect is a big family, and each disciple is like his younger generation. So he wants to be the strongest backing and greatest support for his disciples. His mother dares to bully the backers, saying that if you destroy your family, you will destroy your family. I have raised all the ashes for you. Ding, successful naming, relying on the Mountain Sect. The system prompt has just ended. Immediately after, 10,000 golden beams shot out. The spiritual energy of the entire land of gods and meteorites turned into mist, and Taoist palaces and immortal pavilions appeared in the sea of clouds. In the middle is a magnificent hall. The plaque above the main hall is supported by the 3 characters of Shanzong, which are powerful and embedded in the surrounding Taoist charm. It seems that as long as you take a glance, you will fall into it. Wang Defa. Can you tell me this is a primary construction order? Yes, please continue to work hard. As the level of the sect increases, more and more sect buildings will be unlocked accordingly. I hope that under the leadership of the host, the Backmountain Sect can become the strongest sect in history as soon as possible. Ha 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 Tongzi, why worry about not achieving great success with you by my side? Lu Yuangang wanted to sing a song called A Smile in the Sea to express his heroic feelings in his heart. But I found that there were still people around me who had no choice but to give up. After all, there is an idle burden. Elder Ling, how are you? Elder Ling. Seeing that Ling Chen did not reply, Lu Yuan turned his head to take a look. I saw the other party's mouth wide open, their eyes wide open, and there was even a hint of the demeanor of a powerful emperor. Lu Yuan doesn't know how much impact everything just happened had on Ling Chen's 3 views. The means of creating such void creations are simply a dimensionality reduction blow. Not to mention the peak emperor, even above the emperor, there may not be such means. Ling Chen, who had regained his composure, respectfully said. Master, your methods can be said to be unpredictable. Ha ha ha, Elder Ling, keep a low profile. Just now was just a small trick used by our sect. Lu Yuan casually waved his hand with a nonchalant expression. Ling Chen's face was filled with awe upon hearing this. I truly deserve to be the sect leader, with a cultivation that transcends heaven and earth, yet so humble. I can't do it. Chapter 4. System Tasks, Recruiting Disciples. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lu Yuan saw the expression on Ling Chen's face and felt full of vanity. What about the emperor? Compared to my methods, I have ultimately fallen behind. Narrator. Oh my God, is that your method? I'm too embarrassed to point you out. Do you mean to borrow someone else's system's manual device to force you no secret? Lu Yuan. The system is mine is still mine. If you have the ability, you can also look for your system. A brief introduction, author. I have seen a shameless protagonist before, but I have never seen such a shameless one. Who is the smartest person to write about it? Elder Ling, now the powerful members of the sect are about to return one after another, as the first returning Supreme Elder, feel free to find a fairy pavilion to live in, thank you, Patriarch. Ling Chen, please leave. Ling Chen respectfully replied after glancing at the sect in the distance. As soon as the words fell, they turned into a stream of light and flew towards the supporting sect, causing him to become extremely anxious. The concentration of spiritual energy in the sect shocked even this peak emperor. Even he felt that even in the immortal realm, it was just like this. Even a pig could cultivate into a saint in the Backmountain Sect. Just as Lu Yuan was about to enter the sect to take a look, the system's prompt sound suddenly came. Ding, as the strongest sect of all time in the future, not having a talented disciple would be laughable. System task: recruit 2 talented disciples, complete the task and receive a reward of 3 bronze summoning cards and 2 disciples' exclusive skills. Tongzi, I can't even see a ghost in the rugged mountains of this wilderness. Where should I recruit disciples? Recruit 2 talented disciples. In this way, you can give me a 1 chi, 3 qing, and I will take myself as a disciple. I will definitely be a genius like a fake replacement. After Lu Yuan finished speaking, there was a hint of excitement in his eyes. Thinking of such a brilliant solution, he wanted to give a thumbs up to his intelligence. Host, please don't make any fuss. The 2 disciples will come soon. Cut, it's boring. On the outskirts of the divine meteor land. Tiangu, it's all my fault. If it weren't for my stubborn insistence on running out, we wouldn't have fallen into such a situation. Brother Hao, it's none of your business. If you want to blame it, just blame the people of the Ghost King sect for acting too ruthlessly, but don't worry, we are safe when we arrive at the divine meteor land. They won't be able to catch up for a while. Humph, this time when I go back, I must report to my father that the Ghost King sect has been destroyed. Qin Tian heard a helpless expression on Qin Hao's face, although the Ghost King sect was only a first-class force. But it is rumored that there is support from hegemonic forces behind him. Although it is just a rumor, it makes the major forces in Qingzhou hesitant to take action at will. Moreover, the great Qin dynasty, like the Ghost King sect, was only a first-class force. It is not easy to defeat the opponent when the strength difference is not significant. Brother Hao, don't think so much, let's go. Just as Qin Tian finished speaking, a slightly soft voice came from behind. 2 young masters, where are you going? Qin Tian and Qin Hao turned their heads and saw 5 people in black emerge from the shadows. The person who just spoke was a man with a slightly gloomy face located in the middle. Tiangu, what should we do? The people of the Ghost King sect are catching up again. Qin Tian felt a little nervous when he heard Qin Hao's words, and tightly grasped the battle knife in his hands. His heart was also full of inexplicable thoughts. The terrain of the divine meteor land is intricate and complex, even if they are only on the periphery. But it's impossible to be found so quickly by the people of the Ghost King sect for a while. There must be something wrong. Brother Hao, wait for me to go up and drag them down. Seize the opportunity and run away quickly. Tiangu, how could I leave you alone and escape, and everything is because of me? Fool, do you want us all to die here? What should we do if our father and mother die? What will happen to the future of the great Qin dynasty? I'm big brother, listen to me. Qin Tian secretly accumulated strength. The strength of the other 5, except for the Yin Ro man who just spoke, who is in the later stage of the golden elixir, the remaining 4 are all in the early stage of the golden elixir. With the strength of building their own foundation, they caught the opponent off guard, even though they couldn't kill them. But there is still a chance to delay Qin Hao's escape for a certain amount of time. 2 young masters, even if you escape to the ends of the earth, you cannot escape. I'll give you one last chance to join my Ghost King sect, otherwise I'll let you. Survival is impossible. I can't beg for death. After the gentleman finished speaking, without any hesitation, he released his aura of the later stage of the golden elixir and pressed it against Qin Tian and Qin Hao. In just an instant, Qin Hao, who was in the early stages of building the foundation, was overwhelmed by this powerful momentum and fell to the ground. Relying on the perseverance in my heart, I persevered and didn't let myself kneel down. And Qin Tian also managed to remove his barely standing posture. The whole person unconsciously began to shake. Damn it, it's being suppressed. Is this the strength of the later stage of the golden elixir? Damn it. Qin Tian turned his head with difficulty and looked at Qin Hao behind him. I saw the latter's immature face sweating profusely but with a hint of stubbornness that refused to accept defeat. No. I can't fall down yet. Bang. At this moment, Qin Tian suddenly felt as if some shackles had been broken in his body. The weight of 1,000 pounds on the body has also decreased significantly, and the whole person has fallen into a mysterious state. Breaking through on the battlefield is truly the pride of the Qin family. Sir, are we just letting him break through like this? What if a fool breaks through? Can't you 4 golden elixirs still handle one of them that just broke through in the early stages? He, what the Lord said is, I didn't expect that Wang Laolu could also kill a Tianxiao today. Qin Tian, who soon succeeded in breaking through to the golden elixir, breathed a sigh of relief. After feeling the power within himself, he was not as excited as he had imagined. I don't know my own insignificance until I enter the golden core. The strength of the Yin soft man's golden elixir in the later stage is still as difficult to climb as a mountain pressing on his heart. How did the 2 young masters make the most significant choice in your life? The gentleman finished speaking and slowly walked towards Qin Tian and his 2 companions with the 4 black-clothed men beside him. As the 5 of them got closer and closer to him, Qin Tian's eyes were sharp as he calculated the distance and prepared to strike a fatal blow. At this moment. Pop, 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 what a great play. The person clapping their hands and talking was none other than Lu Yuan, who had been observing in the dark for a long time. He is very satisfied with these 2 of his future disciples. Leaving aside talent, this character alone prompted him to consider accepting apprenticeship. I am the deacon of the Ghost King sect, Yin Yen. Who is your excellency? The gentleman arched his hand slightly and said. He couldn't feel Lu Yuan's breath at all, and there were only 2 reasons for this situation. A magic weapon with a sense of isolation on the other party's body. The second is that the opponent's strength far exceeds his. In inflammation dare not gamble. Another thing is the otherworldly and down-to-earth temperament of the other person. He has seen some records in ancient books. Legend has it that certain great powers will experience the mortal world when they reach a certain level of cultivation. He didn't know if Lu Yuan was that kind of person, but he still didn't dare to bet on that statement. I have been wandering the world with Yin Yen for decades, relying solely on one word. Steady. Chapter 5. Tiansha Lonely Star, Return to the Sect. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Seeing Lu Yuan speechless, a slightly short and chubby man in black jumped out and shouted. Hey! My adult is asking you something, why aren't you talking? Pretend to be aloof, right? The Yin Yen on the side felt delighted upon seeing the situation, and he was happy to see someone provoke Lu Yuan. Whether you really have the ability or just pretend to try will reveal. What's your name? What a drowsy pillow. The short and chubby person in black also felt a little excited inside. What did he jump out for? He still wants to get familiar with Yin Yen. It is rumored that the other party is about to break through the realm of Yuanying, and that is a strong person who can serve as an elder in first-class forces. He has some understanding of the way Yin Yen behaves. It's just too cowardly. No, it's stable. Just now he saw that the inflammation of the vagina was immediately shaken by this little white face. Saying my name startles you, I am Zhang Lao San, the guardian of the Ghost King sect. There are quite a few prefixes, have you finished speaking? That's it. After you finish speaking, you can go offline. What else did the chubby black-clothed man want to say? Lu Yuan didn't even give him this opportunity. It's already a great kindness to ask you to leave a name. I saw him gently wave his hand, and the short and chubby man in black was directly slapped into a mist of blood. Everyone. Digging trenches. Yin Yen instantly sweated profusely, and when someone was so spicy, they waved their hands. Guess what? It's gone. Fortunately, I'm clever. Yuanying. No, Yuanying is not so strong, at least in the later stage. Even. Empty hole. Thinking of this, Yin Yen instinctively looked up and saw the faint smile on Lu Yuan's face. I am more certain in my heart that the other person must be a powerful force in the void realm, and my body involuntarily retreats backwards. Even the Ghost King sect in Dongshu realm only has their ancestor. Lu Yuan ignored everyone's reaction and turned his head with a bright smile to look at Qin Tian and Qin Hao, who were already stunned. Today, my sect calculated a divination that 2 young people are destined to join my sect. Qin Tian reacted quickly and pulled Qin Hao, who had not yet reacted, to the side. He quickly said, I am willing to wait. Lu Yuan's smile deepened upon hearing this. Suddenly, a voice rang out. Are you determined to be enemies with our Ghost King sect? I admit that your excellency has some strength, but it's useless to come out and only have strength. Compared to the mountains, it's against the background. At this point, the inflammation of the vagina, which had slowly retreated to the back of the 3 people, was made crispy and tender by lightning. What 4 quirks did I follow? How did you survive to this day with just this little intelligence? What can you do if someone with a background kills you? Even if the backstage sect can help you seek revenge, you are dead. Death is like a lamp extinguished. There's nothing left. No, we can't come out with these 4 silly birds again next time. Oh, no, it's 3. Wait, it seems like there are 2. Bang. Sure enough, the black-clothed man born the next second was immediately knocked out without even leaving his name and went offline. You. How dare you? My ancestors won't let you go. Silly. Lu Yuan waved his hand again and the 3rd person in black also received the boxed lunch. Now that we're ready to go offline together, it's not beautiful for the 3 of us to fight against landlords in hell. I think Lu is also considered a beautiful person. Okay. The senior killed well. Today, I, Wang Lao Lu, met a senior, which is truly a great blessing in my life. Wang Lao Lu ignored the strange gazes of those around him and knelt down, raising his hands high and looking up at the sky, shouting loudly. The heavens have eyes. The sky in Qingzhou has finally brightened. At this moment, Yin Yen people were all foolish. He really didn't expect Wang Lao Lu to hide so deeply. He originally thought that his ability to judge the situation and avoid danger was unmatched. I didn't expect someone to be even braver than him. Sure enough, there are people outside of us, there are heavens outside of us. Alright, you 2, get out of here quickly. Wang Lao Lu and Yin Yen were terrified when they saw Lu Yuan waving his hand. After hearing the latter's words, a look of survivors appeared on his face and he quickly ran away. I only hate my parents for not having 2 more legs. It's not that Lu Yuan is the Holy Mother, mainly because neither of these 2 people is a big villain. Just now he used the system to investigate and found out that Wang Lao Lu was forced to join the Ghost King sect. Today was his first time on a mission, and he ended up encountering Lu Yuan. And another vaginal inflammation surprised him, as his experience can be described as magical. More than a dozen factions were joined before and after, but those factions eventually collapsed due to various reasons. Don't talk about being alone, there's not even a speck left. But unfortunately, vaginal inflammation always manages to turn bad luck into good and escape danger. Lu Yuan thought to himself that if the people of the Ghost King sect knew about it, they would definitely have good food and drink to send away Yin Yen. This kind of celestial evil solitary star is simply out of nowhere. Whoever encounters misfortune. Thank you very much, Master, for saving your life. It's okay, let's go back to our sect. Qin Tiangang wanted to say if he and Qin Hao could take a break. After all, the escape all the way has exhausted them a bit. But the next second, he found himself suddenly soaring into the air, and Qin Hao beside him was also very surprised. Master, you're amazing. So flying is that kind of feeling. Qin Hao has always longed for flying. Father told him that once he reached the level of Yuanying, he could fly and travel across the 4 seas and 8 wastelands. So Qin Hao has been working hard in his cultivation, dreaming of reaching the realm of Yuanying as soon as possible. I just didn't expect that Lu Yuan helped him realize his dream ahead of schedule today. Qin Tian didn't have so many thoughts in his heart, he just felt that his master was becoming more mysterious. At first, he thought that Lu Yuan should only be the late stage or peak cultivation of Yuanying. Although Lu Yuan can easily smash a golden pill with just a wave of his hand. But there are really too few cave void realms, and each one is a strong ancestor-level expert. Only by reaching the realm of emptiness can one truly conquer the sky and earth, and be able to reach all corners of the world. Master, who exactly are you? Lu Yuan. Hehe, I'm Lao 6, hanging bee, ring in equal to ring in equal to ring in equal to, the land of divine meteorites. In front of the Mountain Sect. Brother Tian, do you think we have already died? This is the legendary fairyland. Brother Hao, don't talk nonsense. Qin Tian's face turned black, but in fact, he was not much better. On the way back to the Mountain Sect, he was already shocked and numb. After all, there was no sect in the forbidden area. Moreover, it is also the top of the 5 forbidden areas in the eastern Xian domain, known as the Divine Meteor Land. It is rumored that in ancient times, a great emperor entered but never came out again. Chapter 6. Ordinary Cultivation, This is Not a Dream. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Looking around at the cloud and mist mountain peaks, the palace and immortal pavilion, Qin Tian was even more certain that the sect he joined must be the Hidden World sect, which has been passed down for over 100,000 years. It's just that he's a bit strange. Although the sect is large, it doesn't seem to have any popularity, and many buildings seem to be in a closed state. Don't be fooled, come with this sect. Good master. Here we go, master. Back to the mountain hall. Sitting in the main seat, Lu Yuan looked around at the magnificent hall, and a sense of heroism suddenly rose in his heart. Looking down at Qin Tian and Qin Hao, his heart moved. Tongzi, please show me the information of these 2 beloved disciples. Ding, name. Qin Tian, identity. Grand Prince of the Qin dynasty in Qinzhou, talent. Double eyes, unactivated, cultivation. Early golden elixir, name. Qin Hao, identity. Second Prince of the Great Qin dynasty in Qinzhou, talent. Supreme bone, unactivated, cultivation. In the early stage of foundation construction, his. Double pupils and supreme bones. According to the script, shouldn't it be digging up Qin Hao's supreme bone and transplanting it to Qin Tian? In his past life, Lu Yuan read many novels, and most of the plot revolved around the male protagonist's ultimate bone being dug out. Then encountering various adventures, he ultimately killed Chongtong Tianjiao. There is a saying that goes like this. Double pupils are already invincible, why borrow someone else's bones? Is it because it hasn't been activated yet? Lu Yuan secretly guessed. Host, don't think too much about every world, everyone's life is different. Huh, you're right. Ding, congratulations to the host for recruiting 2 talented disciples and successfully completing the mission. The mission rewards will be distributed. Congratulations to the host for obtaining 3 bronze summoning cards. Bronze summoning card. It can randomly summon strong players from the Yuaning realm to the Huashan realm, and the characters summoned by the system are invincible in the same realm. Congratulations to the host for obtaining Qin Tian's exclusive skill. Annihilation Pupil Technique. Congratulations to the host for obtaining Qin Hao's exclusive skill. Supreme Reincarnation Method. Sure, this reward. Hey, I really want to practice too. This system really doesn't show that the host is a hardworking person. Gone. Defamation, blatant slander. The host only needs to manage the sect well and cultivate disciples. As for the matter of cultivation, there is nothing to worry about. Yeah, Tongzi, you're even crazier than I imagined. But I like it. The corner of Lu Yuan's mouth curved slightly. It is impossible to cultivate, and it is impossible to cultivate in this lifetime. Honestly, completing tasks rewards cultivation, isn't caught fragrant. Besides, the cultivation given by the cultivation card is absolutely invincible in the same realm. What kind of martial arts and physique do you need? Xiao Tian, Xiaohao, take a step forward. Yes, master. Qin Tian and Qin Hao glanced at each other and then took a step forward. The next second, two golden lights shone into their eyebrows. The Annihilation Pupil Technique. The Supreme Reincarnation Method. Your two constitutions are the legendary Double Eyes and Supreme Bone, and these two techniques can activate your two constitutions respectively. Upon hearing Lu Yuan's words, Qin Tian and Qin Hao were very shocked. They couldn't help but know about the heavy pupils and the Supreme Bone. This is the physique of the prestigious mainland. Even the legendary Holy Land dare not ignore such a genius. Those who possess the Supreme Bone can cultivate to the Supreme without any accidents. And according to legend, in ancient times, a person with only the highest realm, the owner of the double eyes, was able to kill the emperor at a glance. What shocked the two most was that Lu Yuan could see their physique at a glance, which was a symbol of strength. Another thing is to present the corresponding cultivation method, which is a symbol of cultural heritage. In shock, Qin Tian's expression was slightly restrained, and he immediately took another step forward with a respectful expression as if he had made up his mind. I earnestly request Master to retrieve two martial arts techniques. Qin Hao's small eyes on the side revealed great confusion. Lu Yuan has shown interest. Why? Qin Tian took a deep breath and said firmly. If we hadn't met our master today, I'm afraid Brother Hao and I would have already encountered a poisonous hand. We can't forget the kindness of saving our lives. Now that Brother Hao and I have just entered the sect and have not achieved any accomplishments, how dare we accept such techniques again? Lu Yuan nodded silently in his heart, but his face remained calm. Xiaohao, what about you? Master, Tian Gu is right. It is already a great kindness for you to save us. We will make corresponding contributions to these two martial arts for our sect in the future, and it's not too late for you to give them again. Lu Yuan could tell the two of them had a strong desire for martial arts, but what they said was also sincere. He sighed lightly at the thought, showing a helpless expression. It's just two ordinary small martial arts, why bother with this? Ordinary. Ordinary. Small techniques. Qin Tian and Qin Hao thought about what Lu Yuan might say, but they didn't expect it to be this way of unfolding. The divine level martial arts in their eyes became ordinary small martial arts in Lu Yuan's mouth. Is this still the Tianxian continent I know? This is not scientific. Alright, you two go down and practice. In the future, with this ignorant appearance, not to mention being my disciple, our sect cannot afford to lose this person. Ah, yes, Master. Qin Tian and Qin Hao bowed to Lu Yuanxing and walked out of the hall in a daze. Brother Hao, do you think we're dreaming? Me too. Hiss. Tianga, why are you pinching me? It hurts so much. Qin Hao rubbed his already flushed face and complained. Ha ha ha, Brother Hao, this is not a dream. Lu Yuan, who saw everything in his eyes, shook his head. It's great to be young. Are you very old, host? Tongzi, when you were born, you specified something missing. I checked the back end and there's nothing missing. Oh my, don't worry about these details. Tongzi gave me those 3 bronze summoning cards and I can't wait anymore. Oh, okay. Ding, congratulations to the host for successfully using the bronze summoning card to summon the peak strength of the Cave Void Realm. Sect Guard Li Ming and Lian. Ding, congratulations to the host for successfully using the bronze summoning card to summon the peak strength of the Divine Realm. Sect Deacon Yin Tian. Seeing that he had summoned the peak of his transformation, Lu Yuan couldn't help but smile on his face. You should know that the highest character that bronze summoning cards can summon is the realm of transforming gods. And the guards of the first two void realms are also good. A top-notch power ancestor like the Ghost King sect is just this realm. Awesome, Tongzi. It's not related to this system, everything is the host's own luck. In the next second, 3 figures appeared in the main hall. I'll pay my respects to the sect leader. Lu Yuan was about to say something, but soon he realized something was wrong. Tongzi, what the hell are you? I believe this outfit even if you say it's a kill mat, but the key is to see why the hat of the person in the middle is green. What I lost when I went out is the face of my trusted sect. What would people from other sects think if they saw it? Can't Kaoshan Zone afford clothes? Or are they all artists? Are you playing on the West Coast? Chapter 7. The Road Home, Hidden Tasks. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The host's statement is reasonable, but this system was not well considered. The system's prompt sound will come in the next second. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the exclusive clothing of the Backmountain Sect. Lu Yuan nodded as he looked at the specialized clothing provided by the system, ignoring any other functions. He was very satisfied with his appearance alone, and he also thoughtfully distinguished the clothing of his disciples and elders. Master, what is this? Yun Tian and his companions looked at the clothes in their hands with some confusion. This is the exclusive attire of the sect. Hurry up and change it. What kind of fashion are you wearing now? A generation of people must have their own sons. Yun Tian and the 3 of them are not negotiable, but since the sect leader wants them to replace them, let's just replace them. But as the 3 of them gradually changed their clothes, they realized the difference. Is this my hallucination? Why do I feel the spiritual energy around me? Did you also feel it? Hiss, I didn't expect this special costume to be so mysterious. I found that my heart, which should have been surging, had become somewhat calm at this moment. Lu Yuan smiled slightly as he saw the situation and explained. I believe you have discovered the mystery of sect-specific clothing, which can increase the speed of its spiritual energy absorption, and it also has a certain calming effect, preventing one from getting demonic when breaking through in cultivation. Alright, let's keep going. What should we do? Thank you, Master. We are leaving now. The main hall has returned to tranquility. Tongzi, is there any difference between the attire of the outer sect elder and the attire of the inner sect elder besides their appearance? Not only do clothing styles differ, but there are also significant differences in functionality, such as the absorption speed of spiritual energy. There are many small details, such as not being stained with dust, warm in winter and cool in summer. Oh, in short, the higher the position, the stronger the clothing effect. By the way, give the clothes to Xiao Tian, Xiaohao, Elder Ling, and the others. Ding, distribution successful. The residence of a disciple of the Mountain Clan. Tian. Tian Gu, what is his true realm, Master? Qin Tian shook his head and said he didn't know. He was already stunned by today's series of shocks. Just now, he and Qin Hao were practicing, and the space next to them trembled. Then, a spatial door opened, and after 2 pieces of clothing were dropped, the door closed again. He had never heard of this method, he only knew that their ancestors of the great Qin dynasty could not do it. Brother Hao, don't think so much. What we need to do now is to cultivate well and repay our master and sect. I understand, Brother Tian. At the same time, Ling Chen was also shocked and felt that his previous ideas were still somewhat conservative. With the concentration of the spiritual energy of the supporting Mountain Sect, combined with the gathering effect of this clothing, even a pig can cultivate to the Holy King. The next day, back to the mountain hall. Lu Yuan looked at Qin Tian and Qin Hao in the main hall and was very satisfied. The two of them had a very solid foundation, and with the successful activation of their physique, their speed of breaking through the realm can be said to be thousands of miles in a day. The realm of Qin Tian went from the early stage of the golden elixir to the later stage of the golden elixir. Qin Hao, on the other hand, directly broke through a great realm from the early stage of foundation construction to the early stage of Jindan. If the promotion speed is known to others in the East Xian domain, it is likely that the direct call is not human. What's going on? After hearing this, Qin Tian walked forward and respectfully said, "It's like this, Master. Brother Hao and I sneaked out this time, so I want to go back to the great Qin dynasty to report peace to my father and mother, and also tell them that my brother and I have been worshipped by the Kaoshan sect." Qin Hao also scratched his head a bit embarrassed. If he hadn't met Lu Yuan and Qin Tian this time, it would have been over. Lu Yuan nodded. The disciple wants to go back and see his parents. He has no reason to refuse. The Backmountain sect is not a sect that cultivates excessive emotions. Go ahead. By the way, there's something that our sect wants to ask you. What's going on with the Ghost King sect and why is they pursuing you? Qin Hao said with anger on his face when he heard Lu Yuan's words. Master, that Ghost King sect is a notorious presence in our Qingzhou. Their favorite thing to do is to force talented cultivators to join the Ghost King sect. Oh, this alone shouldn't make everyone shout and fight, right? Master is like this. Brother Hao didn't say anything. Those who refuse to join the Ghost King sect will either have their cultivation revoked or be killed directly. Even if you join the Ghost King sect, they will still allow you to surrender a trace of your soul origin for easy control. If you find any resistance, you will be directly wiped out. Master, Tiangu is right. I have heard from Father Wang that even if you join the Ghost King sect without resistance, but every year, there are still many geniuses who mysteriously disappear without any news, just like the human world evaporates. Lu Yuan's eyebrows furrowed tightly. The style of the Ghost King sect is well deserved, but what surprised him was what Qin Hao said in the end. It is understandable that the Ghost King sect forces geniuses to join the submission of soul origin for convenient control. Because once you control the birth and death of the soul, it will be in the hands of the Ghost King sect. Since I joined the Ghost King sect, I did not resist. Why do these geniuses still disappear? There must be a big problem here. Ding, the mystery of the disappearance of genius. Hidden mission triggered. Uncover the truth of the Ghost King sect. The reward for completing the mission is unknown. It seems there's really a problem. Tongzi, was this hidden task triggered by me on my own initiative? Yes, the host. If you haven't inquired about the Ghost King sect today and discovered the underlying issues, this task won't be triggered. Qin Tian and Qin Hao seemed to be thinking about something when they saw Lu Yuan, but they didn't dare to disturb the quiet waiting. After a long time. Li Ming, Lian. Just as Lu Yuan finished speaking, two figures appeared in the main hall. Qin Tian and Qin Hao were taken aback. This was the first time he had seen anyone from the Mountain Sect besides Lu Yuan. Farewell to the sect leader. You two are protecting these two young men and going back to the great Qin dynasty. If there is a problem, you are the only ones asking. I'll understand. At this moment, Qin Tian and Qin Hao were deeply moved. Lu Yuan first saved them in danger and bestowed them with divine-level martial arts. Now that they know they need to go back to visit their parents, it is even more important to arrange for someone to protect them. The only thought in their hearts was to work harder to repay the kindness of their master and sect. Thinking of these two people speaking together. Thank you very much, Master. Thank you for bothering the seniors. Thank you very much, Master. Thank you for bothering the seniors. Li Ming and Lian nodded silently upon hearing their words. Undoubtedly, the superior talent and character of the sect leader are the top choices. I'm exaggerating. The two of us are sect guards, and this is our responsibility. Don't worry, I won't let you have any problems. Even if I die, I will die before you. Lian. He, my lord, I also made a slip of the tongue for a while. What kind of thing can't die? Alright, go ahead quickly. Goodbye, Master. Master, we bid farewell. Chapter 8. Heavy mist and storm approaching. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After the four of Qin Tian left, the main hall fell silent again. Lu Yuan closed his eyes and pondered for an unknown amount of time, only to see a hint of brilliance in his eyes as he opened them. Yun Tian, come and see our sect. As soon as Lu Yuan finished speaking, Yun Tian's figure appeared in the main hall. A hint of doubt flashed through his eyes, but he immediately bowed and said. What does the patriarch call me for? I want you to investigate the Ghost King sect. Ghost King sect. It's like this. After listening, a hint of enlightenment appeared on Yun Tian's face, if what Qin Tian and Qin Hao had said was true. Over the years, it is likely that a large number of geniuses in Qingzhou have gone missing inexplicably. And the reasons behind these disappearances all point to the Ghost King sect. Yun Tian, do you have the confidence to complete the task assigned to you by this sect? Please rest assured, Master. Yun Tian will do his best. Lu Yuan nodded. Remember to prioritize your own safety, and report back to this sect as soon as you discover anything. Yun Tian understands. Seeing Lu Yuan waving his hand, Yun Tian slowly withdrew from the main hall. His heart was very excited. This is the task that Lu Yuan personally arranged for him, and he must complete it beautifully. He is not satisfied with his current position as a deacon. When we arrived outside the main hall, the sky turned into a stream of light rushing towards the top of the clouds. On the outskirts of the divine meteor land, the four members of Qin Tian, who were preparing to go to the great Qin dynasty, suddenly felt a strong breath passing over their heads. Li Ming and Lian quickly reacted and quickly protected Qin Tian and Qin Hao, then looked up and instinctively breathed a sigh of relief. Don't panic if you have nothing to do, it's Deacon Yun. Senior, what is Director Yun? Li Ming didn't hesitate about Qin Tian calling him his senior anymore and explained. The name of Deacon Yun is Yun Tian, and he returned to the sect with the two of us. His position in the sect is that of a deacon. Lian and I are just ordinary sect guards. I am not very sure about his strength, but what is certain is that he is stronger than us. After Li Ming finished speaking, there was a hint of longing in his eyes. The positions of deacons and guards in the sect can be said to be vastly different. Qin Hao spoke with a hint of curiosity. Senior, what are your 2 cultivation levels? I can feel that your aura is stronger than my father. Li Ming and Lian exchanged a smile. Both Li Ming and I are at the peak of Cave Void. What? What? The peak of Cave Void. Qin Tian and Qin Hao's eyes were filled with fear, as their ancestors were only in the early stage of emptiness. This strength has already suppressed the 1,000-year national fortune of the great Qin dynasty. The Qin ancestor. Hello, you two kids have seen the world and the pattern has opened up, haven't you? What does it mean to be just a powerful thief? No secret. Qin Tian thought deeper and learned from his earlier words that Yun Tian's strength was superior to Li Ming and the others. Isn't that to say, Yun Tian's strength is at least the ability to transform into a god? Qin Tian was stunned by his own ideas. This is a deity transformation. Qingzhou Shenlong is a legendary powerhouse who sees the head but not the tail. A presence that can shake 3 times even if you stomp your feet it will in Qingzhou. What kind of immortal sect have I joined? Qin Tian felt that his worldview was about to be overturned. In front of the capital of the Great Qin dynasty. Brother Tian, what's going on? Don't worry, Brother Hao. Let's go first. Qin Tian comforted him, and there was also a hint of solemnity in his eyes. I saw that the bustling capital of Wang, which is usually bustling, is now surrounded by fear and panic. On the magnificent city wall, rows of great Qin warriors were stationed with solemn expressions. The whole king exuded a sense of impending storms. Standing there, who are you? At this moment, Wang Li, who was inspecting the city tower, listened to the sound coming from below, fixed his gaze, and immediately shouted loudly. Meow a cat and blind your dog's eyes. These are the eldest and second princes. I understand my guilt and earnestly request that the eldest and second princes punish me. The soldier was sweating profusely at the moment, who didn't know that the eldest and second princes were deeply loved by the monarch and had high talent. If you offend the other person by not growing your own eyes, you may not have any good fruit to eat. Get up, you are also responsible. Thank you, Crown Prince. Thank you, Crown Prince. After a brief episode, the four of Qin Tian passed through the city gate and entered the capital. Not a single resident was seen on the entire street, and various shops and stalls were closed. Only countless imperial guards of the Great Qin were stationed on both sides in a state of readiness. Wang Tongling, what's going on here? Why is the entire king under martial law? A hint of worry flashed on Wang Li's face before he spoke up and explained. I don't know much about this matter at the end. I only heard that the 5 major dynasties of Tianwu, Yuhua, Tongxian, Fengyang, and Dai are joining forces to suppress our Great Qin dynasty. 5 kingdoms conquer Qin. Qin Tian couldn't help but exclaim in surprise. However, the 5 countries usually have friction and do not deal with each other. How could they unite to attack our Great Qin dynasty this time? I don't know. But this time the 5 countries are coming fiercely, and we can only prepare with all our strength. I heard that the monarch has ordered the Great Wall garrison located on the border to be quickly transferred back to Wangdu for defense, and it should arrive in the next few days. Wang Li finished speaking and arched his hand before leaving. Qin Tian's heart became even heavier after listening to Wang Li's words. As the future successor of the Great Qin dynasty, he was very aware of the importance of the Great Wall Guard. This is the first barrier of the Great Qin dynasty to the outside world, and its combat effectiveness is not weaker than that of the Great Qin Imperial Guard. The year-round struggle of life and death has given it a prestigious reputation throughout the entire Qingzhou. In history, no matter how major changes occurred in the Great Qin dynasty, the Great Wall Guard has never been deployed. This also indirectly indicates the severity of the situation this time. Let's go find father first. On a solemn hall. A middle-aged man wearing a black dragon robe with a majestic and domineering face looked tired as he looked at the civil and military officials below. This person is the ruler of the Great Qin dynasty, Qin Zhan. You all know what you're talking about, but the reason behind this is not as simple as you imagine. Let's step down first. The civil and military officials in the main hall sighed helplessly upon hearing these words. At this moment, a soldier arrived at the palace. Report to the monarch that the eldest and second princes have returned. What, Tiana and Hao have returned? Let them in quickly. Yes. Upon hearing the news brought by the soldiers, both Qin Zhan and the civil and military officials showed a faint smile on their faces. This is the only good news these days. After discovering that Qin Tian and Qin Hao were gone, the entire Great Qin dynasty was in chaos. Qin Zhan also attempted to send people to search, but his plan was disrupted by the sudden 5 Kingdoms campaign against Qin. Cough. Wei Chen has something to say. Old master, let's talk about it. Wei Chen suggests sending away the eldest and second princes as soon as possible. The further away from the Great Qin dynasty, the better. As soon as the old lady finished speaking, the entire hall suddenly became chaotic. Some ministers who had come back to appreciate it quickly understood the good work of the old lady and said with great care. Wei Chen's suggestion. Your Highness, the Grand Tutor is right. Hurry up and keep the first prince and second prince away from this land of trouble. Your Majesty, please make a quick decision. If you don't leave, it won't be too late. Your Majesty, we will not hesitate to die. Your Majesty, the eldest and second princes are geniuses that are rare to encounter in 10,000 years. Now that the climate is not yet perfect, we cannot let them fall into danger. Chapter 9. Soldiers facing the city, only death battle. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. At this time, all the civil and military officials in the main hall can be said to be true loyal ministers and generals of the great Qin dynasty. Those who are not determined or have ghosts in their hearts have long run away after hearing the news of the 5 kingdoms attacking Qin. The talents of the 2 princes Qin Tian and Qin Hao are well known to everyone. The founder of the great Qin dynasty once said that the lowest achievement would be Dong Su. Even the legendary deity transformation has a chance. So even if the great Qin dynasty is destroyed, as long as the 2 princes are still alive, there is a possibility of a comeback. Father, we're not leaving. Before Qin Zhan could make a decision, the voices of Qin Tian and Qin Hao came from the front door of the main hall. Qin Zhan looked up and in the next second, a hint of shock flashed in his eyes. He could clearly feel that Qin Tian and Qin Hao had reached the realm of Jindan. Such talent made him even more determined to send the 2 away. Tianer Hao, this matter cannot tolerate any nonsense from you. Father, if a country is not governed by its generals, why should we be a family? You. Hey. Qin Zhan was pondering a solution in his heart. Why not knock him unconscious and put him in a sack to send him away? At that moment, he realized that there were 2 middle-aged men beside Qin Tian and his companions. What shocked him was that he couldn't see through the opponent's strength. You know, he is the cultivation of Yuaning in the later stage. Who are these 2? Report to your father, these 2 are the predecessors of my and Howdy's sect. The master deliberately arranged for these 2 predecessors to protect me and Howdy's return to the great Qin dynasty. Upon hearing this, Qin Zhan was once again shocked. Being able to arrange for the protection of 2 elders in the Yuaning realm indicates that the sect of Qin Tian and Qin Hao highly values them. It also indicates that the other party is at least a top-tier sect, and even a top-tier entity with the power to transform gods. Qin Zhan, thank you both. The king's words are too heavy, our responsibility lies. Boom. Suddenly, an explosion echoed through the capital of the king of Qin. Qin Zhan. Get out of here and suffer death. Upon hearing the familiar voice, Qin Zhan's eyes were splitting. Song Zhong, how brave you are. Outside the capital of the king of Qin. Qin Zhan, I thought you were going to be the Turtle King and didn't dare to come out. It was none other than Song Zhong, the ruler of the Tianwu dynasty, who spoke up. You have to ask who Qin Zhan hates the most. It's this Song dynasty, because he led the 5 kingdoms campaign against Qin. Qin Zhan didn't know what conditions the other 4 countries had promised to cooperate so well. Song Zhong, you really must never give up or die. Qin Zhan looked at the 5-nation alliance, which was blocking the sky and the sun, and felt very heavy in his heart. If it were normal, he would rather stand and die than kneel and live. But not now. Qin Tian and Qin Hao have just returned, which is the hope for the future of Qin. As long as they are still alive, Qin will not be considered dead. As soon as the words fell, 4 figures appeared next to Song Zhong. Qin Zhan, I don't know if you're stupid or not. Can't you see the current situation clearly? Qin Zhan, I haven't known you for long. If you're sensible, take a sword and cut yourself. I'll keep you a whole body. Qin Zhan, hand over that thing. Pifu is innocent and blames others. You can't hold on to it with just one word of advice from me. It's a pity. Thinking about our 6 major dynasties, I didn't expect it to be the first time your great Qin dynasty was destroyed. The 5 of them opened their mouths and didn't even pay attention to the great Qin dynasty. Seeing Qin Zhan remain indifferent, he shook his head and his momentum fully opened up. The breath of the late stage of the 5 Dao Yuanying swept out, causing the surrounding air to tremble. The great Qin Ruishi on the city wall suddenly felt his face turn pale under immense pressure. Grasp the weapon tightly with both hands to support oneself from falling. Qin Zhan was also sweating profusely, and the opponent's strength was almost the same as him when he took one alone. It is not easy for him to barely stabilize his figure when 5 people work together now. At this moment, a domineering voice emanated from the capital of the great Qin dynasty. Are you children bullying me? No one in the great Qin dynasty. It seems that the words contain powerful spiritual power, and the 5 people in song were directly repelled for thousands of miles. Thank you very much, ancestor. Qin Zhan felt the pressure all over his body disappear in an instant and took a deep breath. Next second, another powerful aura appeared from above the 5-nation alliance. Qin asked, I didn't expect that after 1,000 years, you are still so domineering. Song Nanfeng, you are just my defeated subordinate. 2 terrifying figures stood on the void, their breath making it impossible to look directly at them. Even some cultivators with low cultivation were directly shocked by these 2 auras and vomited blood. Qin asked, I asked myself, someone is not your opponent, but how should you deal with the 5 virtual holes working together? Everyone, come out now. As soon as the words fell, the figure of Qin Wenwen appeared with a steady momentum. This scene directly alarmed many people in the capital of Great Qin. It's all over now. All the ancestors of the 5 major dynasties have arrived. Can I, the Great Qin, resist it? No, I need to go home. Mom, help me. Cry, cry your sister cry, I haven't even touched a girl's hand, I didn't expect. I haven't touched it either, how about we make do with it? Get out of here. Qin asked and let out a sigh in his heart. The situation he was most worried about still happened, but now there is no way out. Only a death battle. Qin Zhan, wait for me to go up and drag down the 5 of them. Seize the opportunity and send Tianxuan away. It doesn't matter if you die. I understand, ancestor. At this moment, the 5 Song Zhong people who were repelled by Qin Wenwen arrived again. Ha ha ha, today the great Qin dynasty should be destroyed. It's a pity that Qin Tian and Qin Hao, these 2 little beasts, didn't die in my hands. But don't worry, I will definitely find them. Qin Zhan's eyes turned red when he heard Song Zhong's words. Who are you scolding, little beast? Song Zhong stared for a moment and discovered Qin Tian and Qin Hao, who were protected on the city wall. Ha ha ha, there's nowhere to find a place to break through the iron shoes, it doesn't take any effort to get it. You 2 little beasts, there is a way to heaven, you don't go, and there is no door to hell, you come and invest yourself. This time, the 5 kingdoms invaded Qin not only for that matter, but also to kill Qin Tian and Qin Hao to prevent future troubles. The talents of these 2 people make them feel like a thorn in their back. Once the great Qin dynasty produced a deity or 2 deities, it was enough to change the pattern of the 6 kingdoms. This is absolutely unacceptable to their 5 countries. Brother Song, look at the clothes on these 2 kids' bodies. The words of the ruler of the Yuhua dynasty made everyone's gaze fall on Qin Tian and Qin Hao. Even the 5 ancestors in the void rushed to look, they have also heard of the talents of Qin Tian and his companions. If you really join some major sector, then today's matter may not be easy to handle. Backed by the Mountain Sect. Brother Wang, have you ever heard of what this is called Reliant Mountain Sect? I haven't heard of the Jiaomao sect before. This name is also quite rustic. The 5 great sovereigns giggled and laughed, completely ignoring the Backmountain sect. They are also considered important figures in Qingzhou, and they know most of the sects with names and surnames. Upon seeing this scene, Li Ming and Lian were so angry that their veins were bulging with anger, and their cultivation no longer restrained as they rushed out into the sky. Bold! Bold! The sharp warriors of the great Qin around the city wall flew backwards in an instant. This is just Li Ming's goal, not theirs, otherwise there wouldn't be any scum left. The four characters, carrying a magnificent and majestic aura, swept through the Song dynasty and others, surpassing the momentum of Qin when before. At this moment, Song Zhong and others, who felt the surrounding void locked in, were like a small boat about to capsize in a storm. This is impossible. Block it for me. No. My ancestor, save me. Chapter 10. The Battle of Qin is gone, and the guards show their might. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. I'm not willing to accept it. Puff. In just an instant, the screams of the 5 great monarchs came to an abrupt end. The ancestors of various dynasties in the void never had a chance to see what had happened, let alone go to rescue. Soon the ashes scattered. A deep pit appeared on the earth. The bodies of the 5 great monarchs were scattered in various deep pits, one in the east and one in the west. The most tragic one among them is undoubtedly Song Zhong, with only a small section of severed fingers remaining throughout his body. The imperial ring on his finger seems to be the only thing that proves his identity. Damn it. Who the fuck has pissed so stinky? Yes. I'm sorry, I tried my best to restrain myself, otherwise I would have pulled everything. Oh, stay away from me. You see, the mouth of the Feather King is not rotten. Sigh. It's so terrifying. I've heard that the king of Yuhua has the toughest mouth all over his body, I didn't expect it to be so hard. At this time, Qin Zhan felt that the world was somewhat unreal, it was the late stage of the 5 Yuan babies. Qingzhou Big Shot. The existence of the leader of first-class forces. Even if the ancestor of the cave void realm wants to take down the opponent, it will probably take some effort. And those 2 people just relied on their physical strength to burst it. Qin Zhan secretly slapped while everyone around him was in shock. Wow, it hurts. Father, why are you hitting me? Qin Hao rubbed his already flushed face and said in grievance. Ha 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 ha, this is not a dream. Qin Hao. Are you serious about this plot, author? Tian'er, you secretly tell father what the strength of these 2 elders is. Father, both of these seniors have reached the pinnacle of cultivation in cave void. Digging trenches, holes. Holes. Virtual peaks. Qin Zhan suddenly lost consciousness and stumbled backwards. Dongshu Peak. That makes all sense. If it's in the early or middle stages, it's impossible to achieve a one-word killing of Yuaning in the later stage. Still 5. Oh my goodness, why didn't you tell Father the King so long ago? You've been hiding from me so hard. Father, this is not a sudden incident and you didn't ask. It's not that Qin Zhan wanted Li Ming and Lian to help him repel the 5-nation alliance. They just came to protect Qin Tian and Qin Hao, but they have no obligation to take action for the great Qin dynasty. Qin Zhan's idea was that if he had known the opponent's strength earlier, he would have had no worries and could have directly fought against his ancestors. The Qin male. Only standing to die, not kneeling to live. At this moment, Qin Zhan was full of energy, and the last bit of worry in his heart was gone. At this time, he suddenly found Qin Hao beside him who seemed to have something to say, and remembered what he had just done, blush. Then he changed into a gentle tone and spoke. Hao, do you have anything to say to Father Wang? It's like this, Father, the 2 seniors are just guards in the sect, not the elders you mentioned. Guard. Omega, the peak of the void. Omega, Qin Zhan lost his composure and muttered incessantly. Guard. Peak of cave void. Peak of cave void. Guard. Father. What's wrong with you, father? Father, don't die. With Qin Tian and Qin Hao's shout, many people reacted and turned their heads to take a look. Good guy. Qin Zhan is gone. Your Majesty, why did you leave us? Woo woo woo, what a tragic death you died, my lord. Qin Zhan may have cried too loudly, or it could have been Qin Tian shaking too violently. In short, Qin Zhan woke up in a daze with half an effort. Crying, crying, crying grave, you. You haven't passed away, my lord. I don't know if there's anything I don't know, but I know you're going to die soon. Qin Zhan has no good airway. At the same time, the 5 members of Song Nanfeng were facing a great enemy, and their thoughts were the same as those of Qin Zhan. It is speculated that Li Ming and his companions are at least the late stage or even the peak of their existence. They can't even think of revenge now. What do people care about when they die? The key is what they should do when they are alive. The opponent is already a strong player in the later stage or even at the peak of the void. In addition, Qin Wenwen on the side had no chance of winning even if he played more against less. Who are the two of you? Defender of the ancestral sect, Li Ming, Lian. Everyone present was surprised that they had thought that the other person was either an elder of the Mountain Sect or a worshipper. I didn't expect to be just a lowly guard. Damn it, these 5 fools don't hesitate to die. What should I do now? Are these 2 really guards? You've been practicing foolishly, haven't you? Regardless of whether they are guards or not, they are stronger than you. How can people not bow their heads under the eaves? As the scene fell into a stalemate, Lian seemed to have thought of something and spoke up. I have no desire to participate in your fight. The 5 people of Song Nanfeng's eyes lit up at the words. But the name of the sect cannot be disgraced. Wait for me to take a blow, let's call it a day. Are you serious about this? I disdain to deceive you, little Karami. Qin asked on the side without saying a word to stop, and Li Ming and Lian could be said to have done their utmost in benevolence and righteousness. This matter itself is between the Great Qin dynasty and the 5 great dynasties, and has nothing to do with the Kaoshan sect. Although the other 5 monarchs spoke rudely, didn't they already pay the price of their lives? The 5 ancestors didn't say anything. Qin Wenwen had already set aside his own life and death. It is now satisfying to see one's own descendants join the super-large group of backers. He believed that Li and An were really just guards because each other's expressions didn't seem to be fake. No great elder or council is willing to surrender and describe themselves as guards.